What did I just watch? What did I just watch? Heavyweight boxing. Anthony Joshua makes his return versus an Albanian, Pringles. In this video, I will break down what I saw in the fight. Spoiler alerts, so if you don't like that, you shouldn't be here. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. I'm kind of confused as to what I just watched and what I witnessed. Some people were like, oh, Ego, are you going to do a watch party for the Joshua fight? I said, absolutely not. We will be doing one for Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu, but this is the reason why I didn't do one for the Joshua fight. First of all, I don't even know who Pringles is, right? So it's kind of a throwaway fight. Round one, despite Joshua being in there with this unknown commodity, nothing really happened. Then Prenga dude throws a beautiful uppie from underneath, catches Joshua on the chin, and Joshua falls down like Jenga. So we went from Prenga throwing the uppercut, and Joshua's body tumbled like Jenga. Prenga made him Jenga. And he fell like a ton of blocks. And I'm like, what is even going on with Anthony Joshua? Now, RIP to the fallen soldiers that were in the vehicle with him. I don't know if that came with any type of PTSD. It is his first fight back. He was involved in a heinous car wreck. So I don't know if it took a toll, right? Kind of like Errol Spence. And it's weird because Spence is fighting today and AJ fighting today, and they both were in like near fatal car crashes in recent memory. So that's just a unusual tidbit that they're both happening to fight on the same day. So I don't really know what that was. I didn't really expect that from Anthony Joshua. Most people, I looked at the dude's record, and he's a puncher according to his record, but I expected Joshua to look better, really, because there's a huge experience gap from being a gold medalist, fighting Klitschko, fighting Dubois, fighting 2 fights with Usyk. You know what I mean? He has a far better resume than this dude who has already been beaten, and then you're getting rocked in the first round. So it's like, I don't know what's going on there. Now, I tell you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the good for Joshua is he was able to compose himself. He does have heart, got back up, kept fighting, and in the next round, Prenga dude just fell off a cliff. So that's kind of the bad and the ugly. This dude, Prenga, had an opportunity to Andy Ruiz himself and be a person who's a massive underdog to defeat Anthony Joshua. And to me, when I look at how badly he had Joshua hurt, he really just squandered it. For real, for real. This was Joshua after the knockdown trying to show he was cool, but he really wasn't cool. If you look at his legs, it looked like his legs were stiff. And then this dude just comes out, and I don't know if he had an adrenaline dump. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what I watched. Maybe it was an adrenaline dump, and he got hyped from the first round, threw too many punches, wasn't in shape. I don't know. But the dude did jack in round 2 and then let Joshua come back, and Joshua being very good with the right hand, setting him up with 1-2s, showing heart, and he just laced him, as you see in this shot right here, standing over hey, want to see a body? You know, Boys in the Hood style. And then Joshua won the fight in the second round. But look at, this is Joshua. He had him knocked down like a centerfold. And some people will be like, oh, man, Ego, it's a heavyweight division. I get that. But I didn't expect Joshua to look like this. You know what I mean? Like, to the point, Daniel Dubois, okay, he was a big puncher. He got good size. We knew about his power and stuff like that. So I'm not tripping like if you get dropped in round one with a Daniel Dubois. But this dude just catching you that early and that easily, or that's what it looked like, that was a bad look for AJ. Bad look. Now, again, I will give him props. He composed himself, and, you know, he's a big dude. When he was in the ring, I was like, man, this dude looked huge. Pause. He looked way bigger than dude, right? And this ain't no little dude himself, Prenga or whatever. But all them muscles, Joshua Chin seems to be vulnerable. It's like, so Joshua's always in good fights because he has a lot of power, and, you know, he's getting dropped. He's getting hurt. So he's like kind of been outed in terms of his limitations and what he excels at. So you can expect for good fights at the very least. But Joshua, to me, this was a bad look. I didn't really like this fight for Joshua because on paper, this dude had a lot of power, and he's an unknown. Like, what's up with Turkey and TKO and Sella putting these fights in Riyadh, right? Cool. That's you guys are paying, so put it where you want, I guess. But how does this really help Joshua's brand? Why, coming off of a wreck, would you put him in with this unknown gunslinger that, at the very least on paper, shows to have a lot of power? The matchmaking with these people, that's the bad and the ugly. Bloody awful. It is awful. Guy coming off of PTSD, a wreck, supposed to be fighting Tyson Fury, which I'll get to in a second, right? And they're like, oh, it's signed. And then you're going to put him in and max him out with a puncher who did what he did in round one. Because the thing with boxing fans, we are not stupid. We can't watch something and then just unsee it. Oh, okay, Tyson Fury now. Cool, fight Tyson Fury. But I'm here to let you know, and that's the ugly too. I'm here to let you know I have very little interest in Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. At one point, could have been a spectacular fight. But this is another time where boxing got it wrong, right? And you have two out of prime guys, two, not just Joshua, but also Fury. Fury fought yesterday against Marish Weck and got hurt in his fight. You know what I mean? Round 7, I believe it was, right? So, and he looked disintegrated. Like, he don't look like he looked war-torn too. Usyk hurt him bad, and he was calling, yeah, middleweight, yeah, Rabbit, the Gypsy King, all that talk, and Usyk beat you twice and rocked you, and he beat Joshua twice. So Fury and AJ, just simply put, is not that big of a fight, you know? And this is where boxing gets it wrong. That's why I'm saying I gave you the good and the bad. This is why I'm saying it's the ugly, because boxing continues to do this where you don't strike while the iron's hot. These guys end up losing, you know, popping dirty, looking washed, whatever, getting knocked down, getting hurt, injury. And then now you want to give us the fight, but it's way after the sell-by date. You know what I mean? Imagine if grocery stores did that, where you wanted milk, you were looking for milk, and they didn't want to sell you the milk. And then now, after the milk is a week expired, they're like, hey, remember that milk? And they're making calls to you. You want to come down to our store, our Publix, and pick up this milk? And then you look at the milk, it say 4th of July, and we at the end of the month. No, I don't want that milk now. You know what I mean? You're trying to sell me some old milk that's curdled and whatnot. So for me, there's just better fights with the younger crop of fighters than Tyson Fury and AJ, right? Like, I'm looking forward to Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney. Young blood. That's a perfect example of a good fight happening when it should, as long as they actually fight each other, right? So I'm good with any fight like that. But Fury and AJ is just a money grab. It's kind of like Amir Khan and Kell Brook. We wanted to see it when we wanted to see it, didn't get it for 7 to 10 years, and then we get it after Canelo knocked Amir Khan out with his eyes open. I was born ready, right? After Kell Brook gets his eyes shattered by, hell no, guys, Triple G and Errol Spence. Now, years later, after they both look rubbish, we're going to get the fight. So between Fury being hurt yesterday, Joshua clearly was hurt by this Prenga dude. And again, people, it's the heavyweight division. This is why you don't stage in-betweener fights. How many times are y'all going to allow me to get it right without just giving me my credit? I told you, these people don't know how to matchmake. Like Turkey making these in-between fights, but why? Why did Joshua, if Joshua was going to fight today, Tyson Fury fought yesterday, why didn't you just put them on today to fight each other? Same thing with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Why is Devin fighting Keyshawn, even though I like that fight, and Ryan Garcia out here going to fight Conor Ben, but we never got closure on Devin Haney fighting a clean Ryan for the rematch to see what's what? This is why boxing stays at the same level. The same fans, and then people pop their head in temporarily, like for certain big fights, like, my interest is peaked, and then it be some BS, and then people like, why did I watch that? And then they go back to being casuals, right? So for me, you got to strike while the iron's hot. Joshua and Fury should have been fighting today, right? Point blank, period. Now both of them look vulnerable. Both of them have taken, look at Joshua, bro. His legs are in the air. He's this big behemoth, this gargantuan dude, pause, and he getting hit with an uppie underneath with it, and his legs are in the air from an unknown Albanian. Like, I don't think Albania, like, they never had a lot of them places, like, ain't been no, like, heavyweight champion from Albania or Transylvania. Who? Vlad the Impaler? Dracula? I am Dracula of Transylvania. I come for the heavyweight champion of the world. Like, bro, ain't been no Transylvanian and Albanian. Here's an Albanian, Armenian, Tasmanian, Like, this is just ridiculous, bro. Like, Joshua really got floored. And then, like, this Prenga dude, it's just like, what were you doing? Like, you could have jumped on him. Like, look how bad, like, his legs look bad. You just watching it. And another thing that was cap, man, straight cap. Another thing that was big cap in this particular fight is, truth be told, and don't come at me like, oh, it didn't matter anyway because Joshua knocked him out. But truth be told, Joshua was knocked down a good 2 or 3 times in that round 1. So it just feel cap and feel like the powers that be want who they want to win and type of stuff like that. Because if not, then let it play out naturally. Joshua got dropped for sure. That clean uppie, bop, he's on the ground. That's a drop. Then his glove was on the ground after a hit. That's 2. And then there was another sequence in between that where Joshua, the ropes kept him up. That's 3 knockdowns. Boxing is so capped, man. 3 knockdowns, and then the dude get credit for 1. And why does that matter? Well, for one, call it how it was. If he got dropped 3 times, he got dropped, because that could do something to a fighter. Like, man, I'm super confident now. I got 3 drops, but he only got credit for 1. So you're really kind of changing the tenor and the tempo and the ebb and flow of the fight. And then now he getting chopped up in the second round. Look, you see the ropes are keeping him up. How is that? Look, how is that not a knockdown? Anybody who knows boxing, tell me how you're on the ground, on the ropes, holding on for dear life, but that's not a knockdown. So the whole fight was capped. It shouldn't have happened. I don't really care about the Fury fight after seeing that, especially. I didn't care before. So after watching Fury and Weck, the Weck is washed, been stopped, been washed. And then it just gives me no hope that Fury or AJ will fight the young guns like guys like Moses Atuma. I mean, you can barely get past Prenga. Are you really going to fight Atuma? Let me know what you think. We working.